Friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Angel, and today we're doing a video I'm very excited about because we're gonna be mood reading. I'm amped. This vlog's probably gonna last like 4 to 7 days, depending on how many books I actually pick up. I have an idea of what I want to read, but it'll kind of depend, obviously, if my mood changes. I've come off of like 2 straight weeks of just reading books for videos pretty much, which is obviously I always pick books I want to read anyways. Sometimes there's books that like don't end up in a TBR that you kind of want to read, that you want to pick up, and I do these videos as an excuse to read those books. So some books really high on my radar that I do want to pick up this week is, first of all, I'm doing a reread of What the River Knows because I do want to finally read Where the Library Hides. So pretty much, I read What the River Knows, I think over 2 years ago now. I got it as an arc before it came out without knowing it was a series. And I never picked up the second book because it came out in hardcover first. But I have them both out on Libby for I think another week. And so I do want to finish up. I think I'm on like chapter 6 or 7 of What the River Knows right now. I always get mixed up whether it's what or where and library or river, which book is which. But I'm going to redo my reread of that book and then probably dive into Where the Library Hides. And the first other book would probably be Power Play by Chelsea Curto, the second book in the DC Star series. I tried Face Off a couple weeks ago and I was obsessed. I've never really delved into sports romance at all, to be honest. So I think it was like honestly one of my first hockey romances. Like definitely one of like the first 2 or 3 I've read. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love her writing. I think it's gonna be like a 7-book series overall. And the 5th book like just came out, I think. So I'd love to read that like for a fun romance. And then the last one is called The Chain. It's a thriller I heard about a lot, I feel like last year or even just like a while ago. And it recently came on sale on Kobo for $2.99, so I picked it up. And pretty much the whole premise of this book, from what I remember hearing about it, is that a woman wakes up one day and her child's been kidnapped. They're missing. And pretty much I think she gets a letter or something like that. Pretty much saying now she's part of the chain, and that in order to get her kid back, she has to kidnap another person's child to get hers returned. I love books that kind of like challenge and like test morality in that way. Kind of like The Hunger Games, like what would you do to another person if you had to? And just kind of like you wake up knowing that pain, knowing how anguishing that feels, and the way you can get out of that situation is to put that on another person. So I think those are on the radar for this week. We'll see how those go, but I'm just excited to mood read for a little bit and see how that goes. All right, guys, a little car update because I just realized I'm about to finish What the River Knows. I always make those titles up, like I said. I always make those titles up. Thanks What the River Knows. I'm about to finish it up about 90% of the way through. I wasn't really talk about it much because it's a reread. I feel like I don't have to talk about it, but I'm like, no, I haven't talked about it ever on here, I don't think. This is like a YA historical fiction fantasy kind of thing where it's set in Egypt. And our main character, Inez, pretty much lives in Buenos Aires and then gets a letter overseas that her parents have passed away while they're doing like their little adventures, expeditions in Cairo, Egypt. So obviously she's looking for answers and she goes over and obviously a bunch of things unravel. She kind of figures out what actually happened. All I remember is I actually forgot what the plot twist was. It's kind of fun because I'm reading it, but it almost feels like I'm reading it for the first time again because I read it 2 years ago now. But I remember when I got to the plot twist at the end, I was shook the first time. And then I was immediately upset because I read it as an arc. And I was like, this second book's gonna take so long to come out. And then I waited so long to read the next book that I have to reread this one to know what I'm going into for the next one. So I'm gonna finish that probably right now. And then I do have at least 1 midterm to write, if not 2. I pretty much have 3 midterms I have to write in the next 4 days, but I work doubles the next 3 nights after this. It's Monday night, I don't work tonight, but I do work a double Tuesday, double Wednesday, double Thursday. So I'm like, do I write midterms after my doubles or do I try to get as much of them as done as I can today? So I think I'm gonna try to do 2 of them tonight. I know. I'll probably start with the Library Hides tonight, but probably not get too far into it. But that is where we're at. Friends, pardon this angle, but I just finished What the River Knows. I forget how hard that ending goes and the twist. I honestly completely forgot about it till I reread it again. So it was like I read it for the first time and it hurt all over again. With that being said, it is 7:20 and I've already done 2 midterms tonight and finished that book, so I'm on a roll. We are making sausage and tortellini soup, which is a new recipe. I've seen it all over TikTok. The new recipes always give me a lot of anxiety, so we're just gonna go ahead and make that. It is 7:20. I'm gonna cook, try to get all my words done for my Reads novel sprint, and then I might even write my 3rd midterm tonight if I have enough time. But I think while I'm cooking, obviously, I'm gonna have the audiobook of What the Library Hides. These titles, guys, I can't do these. What the Library Hides while I start dinner. So I'll start the book tonight. Probably not get too far, but we'll see. Alrighty, guys, another car update because I'm now 40% of the way. Okay, guys, I know the name. I'm 40% of the way through What the Library Hides. I think it's the name of it. You guys know I struggle with these. But I'm 40% of the way through and I'm loving it. It picks up like right where the last one left off and it is just so action-packed, so fast-paced right away. I'll say I'm really enjoying this series. But I did get all 3 midterms done last night, if I updated you guys on that. And I've now started this one, so I'm hoping I can finish this one today. And then maybe start another book tonight. we'll see. Friends, I'm actually really sorry that every single update for this video I think has been in this car. That's when we've been able to film this week, and also I'm sorry that my English is not fully there yet. It's the morning and I'm tired, as you guys can tell by my appearance. I'm not finished with the library heights yet, but I have like 3 chapters left. Guys, this series is so good. Okay, friends, we're in the car, but it is late at night. We're gonna be checking in for our mood reading. I want to apologize for the fact that there's like no b-roll yet in this vlog at all, and that's because when I was reading the first 2 books, I'm gonna remember the names. What the River Knows and Where the Library Hides. When I heard those books, they're both through Libby, but I'm not sure if anybody's ever had it on Libby where like you download the book on Libby on your phone, but it won't send to your Kobo. I was having that issue, so I only could read them on my phone, and normally I film on my phone, like on my b-roll, so I couldn't film b-roll and read on my phone, if you guys know what I'm saying. Also, if I'm being weird and I seem tired, it's because it's 11:40 and I am tired. And then on my lunch break today and a little bit when I was about to head into work, I did start reading The Chain, and that book so far is really good. When I saw on the front it was blurred by Stephen King, I was like, makes me a little bit creepier than I thought. As I said, the whole premise of The Chain that I had heard is that her daughter gets kidnapped, and then she kind of figures out this thing, there's this whole chain going on where it's like, you have to then kidnap somebody else's child to get your child returned. And pretty much that's what it is. So pretty much there's a big ransom you have to pay first on top of it, and then you get instructions sent to you, and you have to like vet like and find a family who you think would be like a good candidate for like the chain, where like they're not gonna like go to the cops or any of that stuff too, because it's like if anything happens in the chain where it gets broken, so for example like if you don't kidnap a kid, if you go to the cops or anything like that, then they just off your child, and pretty much the parents who have your child will not mind offing your child because they don't get their child back until you kidnap a child. Is this all making sense? They go, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then I will off your kid, then I have to kidnap somebody else's kid so that I can get my kid back. It's twisted, and it definitely leans into that whole topic of morality so heavily. Like, what would you do to another person? Like, the family before them right now, something like wrong happened during their kidnapping, you know, besides kidnapping, something wrong happened, and they were talking, there's like, I never thought I would be able to do something like that, but like I did it because I knew I had to. And I'm like, so it's definitely twisting me up a little bit. I am halfway through, so I'm trying how much I'm gonna read tonight. Like I said, it is already 11:40, so probably not much, but I would love to finish it tomorrow. And then, like I said, we'll probably dig into power play after this. I think after this I'm really just gonna want like a little hockey romance, and that's gonna be the vibe. But I'm having so much fun this little week, just like read whenever I wanted, because The Chain, like I said, I've been hearing about it now for like a year and a half. I'm pretty sure like a year, and I want to read it, and I just haven't yet, so I'm glad I'm finally doing that. Friends, another car update before work. Are we surprised? I finished The Chain last night. I will say I think it is a 4.25 in and around there. Pretty much I did love, the concept was obviously very eerie, and that's the part that I loved about it. And then I will say the first half was more actually her being a part of the chain, like obviously what happened to her child, and then the next part is actually her trying to take down the chain, which I thought was very interesting as well. It's definitely good to read if you're interested in books like on morality, like if you love the Hunger Games and things like that. I think you really would enjoy this one. I'm gonna start power playing. It's actually my 125th read of the year, so I'm super excited. Is the hair jump scare? Do we like it? I did chop like all my hair off. It used to be like down to my butt, so that's fun. I definitely have to get used to like seeing what I'm filming, so it definitely feels a little bit weird, but here we are. Friends, let's talk power play, because I am now 36% of the way through it and I am obsessed. It is a lot of fun. I think I'm liking book 1 a bit more, because this one, it's this whole like fake dating trope, but also not really. Pretty much she wants help in the bedroom, he wants her to come to like, I think it's a sister's wedding in Spain, so his family gets off his back. So that being the plot, clearly this is like the most spicy book she's ever written, and it's very evident, but I'm kind of enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I just found out I love Chelsea Curto's writing, and I'm obsessed with it, and so I can always dive into this entire series. I definitely want to get physical copies of them, so I'm having so much fun. I would like to finish today, but I do have a lot to do. I have a video to film today. I would like to get like the next like 2 hours done. I want to also film that video, try to do a little bit of schoolwork, and then we are going to medieval times for dinner tonight. It's like this whole dinner experience. I'll throw something in here. And I would like to finish that book by tonight also. So quite a stacked situation, but we're gonna see if we can make it happen and what we can do about that. So sorry for this angle, but I'm comfy and I am not getting up because I am loving just being in bed right now. The series is gonna get posted in like an hour or two, and I just finished Power Play and it was so good. I will say I'm kind of torn because typically I don't like books that are overly spicy. However, this one, it was just like part of the plot, so it made it like a bit better, if that makes sense. And also I loved Liam and Piper. They were just so sweet. I can't tell if I still think I don't know which guy I like more right now. Honestly, Maverick and Liam are both incredible. All I can tell you now is this series, like the found family in it, is so cute and so incredible. And it's giving me the same kind of feelings I had when I was starting to read Chestnut Springs. Just like with how good the found family is and how tight everybody is, it's giving me those same feelings. So I definitely want physical copies, so I honestly I'm gonna go back and annotate them. I'll still have to annotate Chestnut Springs too though, but I just, interconnected romance series with like a good strong found family will always do it for me every single time. But with that, I'm gonna outro this video right here because I said I'm not going to get up. If you guys are still here, comment a pink heart for power play. I feel like sometimes people don't like these videos as much as like challenge ones or like themed ones. However, sometimes it's kind of nice just to pick up whatever I want without having to worry about it fitting into a certain area or challenge or whatever. But I'm excited because right after I finish this one, I'm going to dive into another round of TBR roulette where there's like 100+ book titles and a wheel. I just spin it and I choose 3 books to read for the week, and those are the ones that I read with no say in it. So it's going for the complete opposite. But as always, if you guys like today's video, please forget to like, comment, subscribe, helps the channel out so much. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram, Angel's Book Corner, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!